I've got another PS5 here today with no power. This is a CFI 1015B, and when we plug in the power cord, I'm going to give it a second here, but as I press the power button, there is nothing happening whatsoever. No beeps, no kind of sounds, no lights, nothing. So this one appears not to be getting any sort of power, at least to the area where we prompt it to turn on. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and remove the metal panel on the inside. If you want to see the full disassembly instructions, you can check out one of my other videos, but on this one I'm going to get straight to the diagnosis. Now, I was told that the power supply has already been replaced on this device and that didn't make any difference, so we'll go ahead and assume that the power supply is okay. But I'm going to start by testing the 12-volt rail and see what's going on there. So it looks like we do have a short on the 12-volt rail. I am going to go ahead and remove the motherboard from the power supplies just so that we can verify that it is not coming from the power supply itself. And that is dead short. Alright, so we're going to hook up the power supply here. I'll connect the positive there, and not a whole lot of room to work here, so I'm just going to clip this over here on the corner of the board. This will function as our ground, and we're going to start by injecting some power in here and see if we can find anything getting hot. Okay, so on the back, actually top side here, get the power supply, and you'll see we're getting heat right over here. So we need to figure out what that is. All right, one more time. All right, over here. Seems to be where our heat is coming from, and I do think it's one of our MOSFETs. Alright, so that's going to be this area right here, which we're going to have to get rid of or temporarily move some of this stuff. Looks like there's actually a solder ball, piece of solder much bigger than the others. Right there, look at that thing. Doesn't look normal. See if something lights up at this point. Yeah, you see the corner of that lit up. Is there any writing on this thing whatsoever? There we go. It's like AYB0, and then the second line is 0R2S. And let's just take a look at the opposite side real quick, just to make sure we're not missing something here. Yeah, I think that component on the other side is our problem. So, I'll go ahead and remove that and see if this short goes away. Although I think we're going to need quite a bit of heat to get this off. Alright, that's going to be fun, because this plastic, as you can see, is already starting to melt, and we're not going to get nearly enough heat to take this off, so I think we might just go ahead and remove at least one of these. Yeah, I decided against that option, and instead we're going to go with taping these off with some conductive metal tape, and that should shield them sufficiently so that they are not damaged in the process of removing this MOSFET. And I would also recommend you probably want to just take the nozzle off your heat gun at this point. Wow, that took some heat. Alright, we're going to remove this factory solder and put down some leaded instead, because it is going to be a whole lot easier to work with. Alright, first of all, did that fix our short? Okay. Okay, no more short here, which means 12 volts should be good. And we didn't completely melt these. Took a little heat, but I think they'll be okay. And if we go over to our 12 volt rail here, alright, and that is looking much better. So what I'm going to do is start by putting some, well, we'll clean this up first. Put some leaded solder on here, make things easier. And I think I'll tape off this capacitor over here again, because these things do like to melt. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think we have to take the nozzle off. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, let's give it a test. Well, I wouldn't really have expected this to be the problem, because we knew that we had a short on the board, but also the liquid metal looked really, really bad. It was heavily oxidized, and I realized I don't have the fan in, so we need to make sure that the cooling mechanism is functioning properly. But once I clean that up, we are now booting. And as you can see, it's having to recover from being improperly shut down. But I think we might be ready to go. I will go ahead and get this put back together, stress test it, make sure that the cooling mechanism is functioning properly once I install the fan. But I think we'll be good to go after that.